Welcome to How to Play Piano Lesson 16, where we're going to be moving further along the piano keyboard to discover some new notes. Let's get ready to learn and play together. Firstly, check in with your posture. Make sure your back is straight and your neck is long, your shoulders are relaxed, your feet are flat on the floor to give you stability, your forearms are angled down towards the keys or level with the keys, and you've got relaxed wrists, dome-shaped hands and strong curved fingers. You're also feeling positive, relaxed and ready to focus on learning some new skills. Let's warm up. We'll do our C major scale, parallel motion or similar motion, 2 hands together 3 times. I'll do one first and then we'll do our 3 together. Off I go. Let's do 3 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Let's do 3 of the contrary motion. I'll do one first and then we'll do 3 together. Here I go. Let's do 3 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time you remember, we also had a look at some C major arpeggios, which are the little exercises that just focus on the main chord notes. And we did left and right hand separately. Our right hand looks something like this. Let's do 3 of those together. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1. 2 and 3. Excellent. Let's do the left hand. Same notes, but we're going to use the 5th finger, our 4th finger and our 2nd finger. I'll do 1 and then we'll do 3. Here I go. Let's do 3 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another one. Another one. Good. Today we're going to put that together and do our 2 hands. Just watch your fingering. That's where I tend to notice some students have a bit of difficulty. So we're going to play our C with our little finger and our thumb. Then we're going to play the E with our 4th finger and then our 2nd finger. And then we'll play the G with our 2nd finger and our 3rd finger. And then up to the C. I'll do 1 and then we'll do 3. Here I go. Let's do 3 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1. 2. And 3. And we're warmed up. Have a pause and have a play if you think you need a little bit more time practicing any of the warm-up scales that we've just done. Let's look at today's expressive piece. Last time, if you recall, we focused on your interaction with the keys and keeping on developing that lovely relaxed wrist movement, engaging our hearing to become aware of the connection between our interaction with the keys and the sound that the instrument makes, moving smoothly between keys with the mezzo-staccato articulation using fingers 2, 3 and 4, and creating some lovely flowing coordinated hand gestures. Today we're going to be looking at getting our fingers and our hands working together. This is the first piece that's going to help us do that. It's called Rabbit. Here's my demo of the whole tune. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. a look at what's going on with the sheet music. You can see that we're reading on the grand stave again. So the top stave is written in the treble clef and is for our right hand, and the bottom stave, also written in the treble clef, is for our left hand. You can see that we've got a time signature of 2/4, so we're counting 2 beats in a bar. And as far as the tune goes, we're starting with our left hand, then playing some notes with our right hand, and then back to our left hand to finish. You can see at the end of our piece we've got some repeat dots, so we're going to need to repeat this piece from the beginning. The other thing that you'll notice about this piece is that we've got some fingering numbers in there. So rather than using the same finger throughout the whole tune, we're going to be using the fingers that are indicated on the sheet music. This piece of music is about a poor little bunny rabbit who's suffering the effects of the heat. Poor thing. Let's have a look at what's going on with the sheet music. In our first bar, we've got a middle C note with our left hand and our fourth finger, one crotchet on each beat. In the second bar, we've got the right hand playing the E note, the F note with our third finger, and in the third bar, a G note with our fourth finger for 2, and then followed by an F note, back to F with finger 3 for 2 beats. So that first little phrase goes something like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll do that again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Let's see what comes next. We've got our left hand finishing this tune off. We're playing E with our second finger, 2 of those. 1, 2, followed by D with our third finger, and finally middle C. In the last bar it's tied, so we're holding it down for the full 2 bars. I'll play the whole thing through from start to finish. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now you have a turn. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's do it together. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Excellent. Have a pause and have a play if that needs a little bit more practice. Remember to focus on getting those wrists nice and relaxed, listening to the sound coming out of the instrument, moving smoothly between the keys, creating those flowing coordinated hand gestures, and using the fingers on the sheet music. Off you go. Last time we looked at counting in 3/4 time and we played the little tune, What Can I Share? Have a pause and have a play and see how you go. Here's my interpretation. How did that feel? Were you comfortable playing and did the music flow along? Were your chord notes sounding at the same time? Are you noticing that your wrists are becoming more relaxed with those longer notes? Did you notice a change in the level of sound as you played MF and P? Was your melody sounding legato while your accompaniment was playing detached? If you're not sure about how you're going with this tune or any of the others that you've been learning, remember you can always send me your audio or video recordings for free coaching and feedback. I'd really love to hear from you. Why not post a video of your performances onto our How to Play Piano and Keyboard Facebook gallery so that everyone else can enjoy your performance? Let's have a look at today's tune, entitled A True Friend. Let's have a look at the music as a whole. As you can see, we've got a very short tune today with some repeat dots, so to make it a little bit longer, we will repeat this little song. We've got the tempo marking moderately slow, so we don't have to go 1,000 miles an hour. We've got a time signature of 4/4, so we're counting 4 beats in a bar. We've got the treble and bass clef. And if you have a look at the music, you can see that we're playing notes that are in different positions on the musical stave. So we're going to use today's lesson to learn some new notes. So far, we've learnt the notes pretty much from the B below middle C up to the G. Today we're going to have a look at the notes that are a little bit higher up from that G. We're going to look at the notes A, B, C and D. You can see that that A note sits in the second line of our treble stave. The B sits on the third line. The C just sits in that third space, and our D sits on the fourth line. So they're our new treble notes. A, B, C and D. All about an octave above our middle C, which was our starting point. If you have a look at the bass clef, we've been pretty much focusing on the notes down this end of the piano. So from the B, which is just below that bass C, up to the G. In our tune today, we've also got the notes A, B, C and D written in the bass clef. The A note is written on the fifth line of the bass clef. The B note is right next door and just written in the first space above the clef. Middle C is the line that's above the fifth line, and that little line in that note that's middle C is called a ledger line. And composers use ledger lines to allow them to write notes that are too high or too low to be written on the stave. And the D, which is right next to middle C, is the little note above that first ledger line. So the notes in the bass are really quite high on the bass stave. You can also see in our first bar of music that we've got 3 crotchets. And I just told you that our time signature is 4 crotchets. Those 3 crotchet notes are what are called pickup notes, or in classical music terms, an anacrusis. And they're like introductory notes that come in before the main part of the song begins. If you have a look at the last bar of music, you can see that we've just got 1 crotchet. And again, you might say to me, well, there's supposed to be 4. Well, that 1 crotchet in the last bar is actually part of the pickup note bar at the beginning of the music. So if you have a look at the 1 crotchet at the end and add it to the 3 crotchets of the beginning, that makes up a whole bar of music. Here's my interpretation of A True Friend. You can see I got a bit softer and a bit slower at the end so that everybody knew that the tune was coming to an end. Feel free to do the same. Let's have a look at the sheet music in more detail. Here's the first line. You can see that we've got the words up the top of our little tune. That's because the melody's up there in the right hand, and it looks like our left hand is providing the accompaniment. So we want our right hand notes to come out above our accompaniment. We've got the dynamic marking MF, which you remember means mezzo forte, which means moderately loud. So we bring that melody line out to a moderately loud level of sound. Let's just have a look at the right hand. We've got our first 3 notes in that pickup bar, starting on D with our little finger, and that will be on beat 2. Our next note is the B with our 3rd finger on beat 3. And then we've got the last note in that bar, the A, another new note with our second finger on beat 4. So that first bar, our pickup notes are on beat 2, 3, 4. And then in the next bar, which is the first full bar of music, we've got our thumb on G, and we hold that for 4 beats because it's a semi-breve. You can see that there's a curved line joining that G to the G that's the first beat in the next bar, which is a tie. So we don't play that second G, but we still hold it down. I'll play that again. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Then we've got another D, C, and a B on the fourth beat of that bar. And then at the end of that line, we've got an A. I'm going to play that with my second finger, and again, hold that for 4 beats. I'll play the whole first line. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. You have a turn. Nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Let's do one of those together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Good. Let's do it together one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. You can see that we've got great big curved lines over the top of our notes, indicating that we need to play those notes legato or all joined up. Let's have a look at the left hand. Nothing in our pickup bar, but in our first complete bar of music, we've got an interval, one new note at the top. So we've got our G down the bottom with our little finger, and that top note, which is above the first little ledger line, is the D. And we're playing that together. On beat 1. Then on beat 2, we've got the A and the D with fingers 4 and 1, 2. Then following that, we've got the B and the D, 3. And then following that on beat 4, we've got the A and the D. And at the beginning of the second bar, we're going back to the interval that we started with, which is the G and the D. All in all, we have this little movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The rests are rests. You'll notice that we've got a little pattern, and sometimes it helps to identify patterns rather than to focus on the notes. Once you've worked out what the notes are, to find a little pattern or something little that your brain can hook onto makes the learning much more straightforward. So you've probably noticed that we're not moving our thumb at all, it's staying on the D, but we're coming up one note at a time with this half of our hand, going from our little finger, fourth finger, third finger, fourth finger, and then back down to where we started. Listen out and make sure your notes are sounding together, and you might also start putting in a little bit of that swirly wrist movement to make the sound a little bit richer. Let's move on to the last bar. We've got the same sort of intervals, just a different pattern. This time, in the beginning of the fourth bar, we're starting on A with our fourth finger and the D at the top. Beat 2, we've got the B and the D. Beat 3, we've got middle C and D right next to each other with fingers 2 and 1. And then we're going back to B and D with our third finger and our thumb. So in the fourth bar, we've got this. So again, you can see a nice little pattern, but starting with the lowest note on the A instead of the G. So all in all, our left hand looks something like this. Nothing in the pickup bar, Then in our first bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have a turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Let's do one together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Have a pause and have a play and practice your right hand and your left hand separately. Let's play our right hand and our left hand together very slowly. I'll do one first and then it'll be your turn. Off I go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see the whole time that I've got my right hand playing legato or all joined up while my left hand is playing detached. Again, that's the tricky part about this piece. You have a turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And just remember to come off in bar 3 with your left hand. Rest. Also something else for your brain to have to manage. Let's do one together nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Have a pause and have a play on putting your two hands together. Let's have a look at the second line of music. Again, it looks like the same sort of style. We've got the right hand with the melody and the left hand with the accompaniment. Our first note in that bar is actually tied from the bar before. So we've got our A pressed down with our second finger. Then we've got D, C, B with our third finger, and then A. In that second bar, we're holding it for 4 beats. 2, 3, 4, and then a tie in the first beat of the following bar, and then to finish off back to the D, beat 2, and then B on beat 3, A, and then finishing off with your thumb on G, holding that down for the whole bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then holding it down on beat 1 in that very little last bar. Then to repeat, we go back up and start again. I'll play the right hand again. So that A is tied out, then on beat 2, off we go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, tie. Good, you have a turn. So pop your finger down on the A, that's tied out on beat 1, off you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Good, let's do one together. Finger down on that A for beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Excellent. Let's have a look at the left hand. We've got our A and D interval playing on the first beat and then some rests. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the next bar we've got that same interval. 1, up to the B, the C, back to the D, and then down to that A. So same little pattern, 2, 3, 4, and then in the second last bar, looks like we've got our first pattern G, then up to the A and the D, B and D, A and D, and then finishing off on the G. I'll play the left hand again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have a turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, rest, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Let's do that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Have a pause and have a play and work on practicing your right and left hand separately. Let's put that together nice and slowly. So I've got my A down, it's tied over, and I begin my bar with my left hand playing that A, D interval on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And then we start again. You have a turn. Pop your A down, that's tied over. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Good. Let's do that together. Push our A down, that's tied over. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Excellent. Have a pause and have a play of line 2, hands together, and then have a play of line 1 and line 2, which is the whole thing. This is a chance for you to do some independent learning. Here is a piece for you to decipher and work on by yourself. It's very similar to the one that we've just done. Analyse the music and all the other text on the page, and then use our chain link method to gradually build up our piece bit by bit. Remember, that means work on small sections at a time, at slow tempos, firstly your left and right hand separately, and then pop them together, gradually building up your song bit by bit. Take note of all of our new notes and all of the other text on the sheet music, the tempo marking, the dynamic markings, which is the louds and the softs, the articulation marking, whether it's legato or staccato, any slurs or ties that might be in the music, and incorporate all of those things right from the beginning when you start learning the tune. It makes the learning much more efficient. Then you can compare your interpretation with mine next lesson. Now would be a good time to pause and play some of your old music to make sure that you keep it fresh in case someone asks you to sit down and play for them. That's it for this lesson. Make sure that you feel completely comfortable with the skills that we've looked at today before moving on.